Good afternoon, Dunkirk and Fredonia listeners, and welcome to News at Noon. News at Noon is brought to you by Fredonia Radio Systems on WCVF 88.9 and WDVL 89.5. I'm News Director Lee Pye, here today with my news assistants Joshua Ribakove and Dan Quagliana, as well as Hunter Halterman and Sports Director Matt Volz. With this top-of-the-hour update, we'll bring you the latest on SUNY Fredonia's campus news and events, sports, weather, and music, as well as national and international news. First, we'll bring it to Dan for our latest campus updates.
Thanks, Lee. On campus, construction began on LaGrasso Hall over the summer, which necessitated the moving of the student counseling and health centers to Igo and Jewett Hall, respectively. The combined construction and remodeling at LaGrasso entails upgrading the ventilation system in the building, as well as replacing the air handling units. The remodel is expected to be completed in September, with the counseling and health centers moving back to their home in LaGrasso the following month. Starting tomorrow, Student Association will conduct the annual on-campus elections for class representatives and presidents. At 9 a.m., every student will automatically receive an email containing a ballot to vote for your class representatives. This will be done based on the number of credit hours students have, so you'll only be able to see the ballots for your respective class. Voting is open for a period of 36 hours, and you have until 9 p.m. on Wednesday to cast your vote. New and returning representatives will be sworn in at the Student Association meeting on Thursday in room G26 in McEwen Hall. Also on Wednesday, Professor Wilson Hune, a law professor at Duquesne University, will be visiting campus. He'll be giving a presentation on the history of the rights to liberty and equality under the Constitution. Hune will discuss the consequences of denying the rights to abortion and same-sex marriage, as well as the influence of President Abraham Lincoln on the interpretation of those rights. Hune's presentation, which is sponsored by the American Democracy Project, will be given in the Williams Center in room S204 ABC. That's all for campus news. Let's send it back to the host.
Thanks, Dan. And next up, we have local news. The Dunkirk City School District provided a flu shot clinic for all employees on Wednesday as part of the, quote, Whatever It Takes initiative. The Whatever It Takes initiative is a commitment to the school district where they strive to improve the mental and physical health of the students and staff. Mike Green, the district's wellness coordinator, said, quote, Self-care plays a vital role in the success of the staff and students in Dunkirk. Part of self-care is prevention of communicable illness, good hygiene, proper nutrition, and consistent physical movement. Getting vaccinated is one way to practice self-care, and the district wanted to make it easily accessible for the staff. The Outstanding Administrative Service Award of 2023 was presented this past week to 5 employees of SUNY Fredonia, awarding them for their amazing services that they offer to the campus. The chosen individuals received the award because of their resourcefulness, outstanding Fredonia service attitude, and team effort in everyday actions, and positive attitude in dealing with students, faculty, and staff. The awards went to Carrie Pankek, Don Smirguglio, David Racker, Tammy Maloney, and Jim O'Connor. If you see them on campus, make sure to tell the award recipients congratulations. That's it for your local news update. Let's move on to the sports guy, Matt.
Thanks, Lee. Well, it was a banner weekend for the Blue Devils soccer teams as both teams found success in the annual Blue Devil Classic tournament hosted at University Stadium. The women's team won both of their games, defeating Washington and Jefferson 4-2 and shutting out Utica 2-0 to claim the tournament championship. Freshman Gabby Irwin was named tournament MVP, while senior Bree Grayson, sophomore Brooke Grayson, and junior Gracie Auer were named to the all-tournament team. As for the men's soccer team, they placed second in the tournament, tying Houghton 5-5 on Friday and Geneva 0-0 on Saturday. Senior Jake Gennaro and juniors Brian Taylor and Cameron Walsh were named to the all-tournament team. The Blue Devils cross-country teams traveled to Brockport for the Brockport Tom Ballin Alumni Classic over the weekend. The men's team finished in third place, with top runner Josh Walters placing sixth. The women's team came in sixth place, and top runner Arden Brown came in 26th. The Blue Devils will be in action again on Saturday, September 30th, right here on campus as they host the Cara Hall Memorial Invitational. Well, the women's tennis team suffered 2 tough losses over the weekend, falling to Suniac foes Cortland on Friday and Oswego on Saturday. As the team searches for their first victory since 2021, they'll be on the road this week, starting with a 6 p.m. tilt against Houghton tonight. The Blue Devils will then travel to Geneseo on Wednesday and Grove City, Pennsylvania on Saturday. Fredonia's women's volleyball team had a tough weekend down in Erie, Pennsylvania, going 0 for 9 in sets in losses to Penn State, Barron, Grove City, and Westminster. The tournament's results brought their overall season record to 1-6. The team will be in action again this upcoming weekend as they travel down to Meadville, Pennsylvania for 3 games against Allegheny College, Hiram College, and Wilmington College. Their next home game is scheduled for Tuesday, September 19th as they take on Pitt Bradford at 6 p.m. Well, it was a wild opening Sunday of football for NFL fans. Dominant defenses highlighted the day. Notable results included the Cleveland Browns shutting down Joe Burrow and the Cincinnati Bengals 24-3. The San Francisco 49ers traveling to Pittsburgh and dismantling the Steelers 30-7. A thriller out in Los Angeles as the Dolphins outlasted the Chargers 36-34, and the Cowboys hammered the Giants in last night's game 40-0. And finally, the Buffalo Bills season begins tonight with an 8:15 matchup against Aaron Rodgers and the New York Jets. With the exception of Bills defensive end Von Miller, who remains on injured reserve, the Bills are headed into the game with a healthy roster looking to begin their journey toward the franchise's first Lombardi trophy. The game will be broadcast on both ABC and ESPN, and Willie C's will be hosting a watch party with free popcorn for any Bills fans on campus who wish to watch there. That'll be all for your sports update. Now let's send it to Hunter with the weather.
Now here is your Northern Chautauqua weather update brought to you by Fredonia Radio Systems.
Hello, Fredonia, and welcome to a pretty mixed next few days. Our weather today is going to be pretty nice overall as we see that sun shining throughout the day. Temperatures are going to stay above 70 degrees all day long, dropping off to around 60 towards the nighttime. Definitely go outside today and enjoy that sun because tomorrow isn't looking so promising. Temperatures are expected to stay up in the 70s during the day, but so are the clouds, and so it's going to feel a little bit cooler. Alongside that, we are going to see a couple of showers throughout the morning and early afternoon. This rain turns into a gloomy thunderstorm in the late afternoon as well. This rain continues into the nighttime as our temperatures drop to below 60. That's all I have for your next 2-day weather forecast. Stay tuned and I'll tell you all about the next 5 days. For now, I'm going to pass it right back to Lee with our music update.
Want to know what's up with the music scene this week? BJ's is presenting 3 bands this week on Thursday, September 14th. The 3 bands include Science Man, Besta Quadrata, and Zero Again. Doors are at 9 p.m. and musics are at 10. That's all I have for the music this week. Let's bring it to Josh for the national and international news.
This past Friday, representatives from 19 countries within 20 economies met together for the annual G20 summit that ended yesterday. Every year, countries including the United States, Canada, China, Russia, and many others come together to discuss trade, health, agriculture, energy, environment, climate change, and anti-corruption, among other topics. This year, G20 was hosted in New Delhi, India. The G20 process requires consensus on all decisions, which means agreement must be reached by the group as a whole. As a result, many important issues fail to see quick and significant change, at least according to Patrick Kugiel, a senior analyst at the Polish Institute of International Affairs in Warsaw. Kugiel states, quote, "We do not have any concrete and substantial decisions, commitments, pledges from G20 on any of the pressing global challenges, from climate change to debt. It makes the forum ineffective and even useless," end quote. On Saturday, the G20 leaders agreed to triple renewable energy capacity globally by 2030, but they did not set any timetable for phasing out coal energy, a form of energy that many countries are still relying on, and instead have decided that ending coal usage must be done in line with national circumstances. Also on Saturday, the group avoided condemning Russia for the war in Ukraine, but they did highlight the human suffering caused by the conflict and called for states to avoid claiming territory by force. Yesterday, a volcano in Hawaii erupted for the 3rd time this year. The Kilauea volcano is located in a closed area of Hawaii Volcanoes National Park and is one of the most active volcanoes today. In 2019, a major eruption from Kilauea, combined with a string of earthquakes, caused the destruction of hundreds of homes and businesses. Yesterday evening, the Hawaii Emergency Management Agency tweeted out, quote, "At this time, lava at Kilauea is confined to the summit and does not pose a lava threat to communities. However, eruptions emit volcanic particles and gases which may create breathing problems for people exposed," end quote. As a result, the U.S. Geological Survey elevated the Kilauea aviation color code from orange to red, meaning it is now flight warning. If you would like to see the eruption for yourself, you can watch a YouTube livestream right now on the USGS YouTube channel. Flu season is upon us, with fall just around the corner, starting next Saturday. And doctors across the nation are recommending that you get vaccinated to prevent another triple-demic, like the one last year, where hospitals were overwhelmed with patients facing the flu, COVID-19, and respiratory syncytial virus, or RSV for short. COVID hospitalizations have been on the rise over the summer, and approval of updated vaccine shots are expected in a few days. Dr. Mandy Cohen, chief of the CDC, claims, quote, "There will be a lot of virus this winter. That's why we want to get ahead of it," end quote. The updated vaccine will target a specific descendant of the Omicron variant, known as XB1.5, and the CDC advises the public to get their new COVID shot once it releases. They also stated that everybody above the age of 6 months should try to get immunized against the flu by the end of October. CDC advises that people can get both the flu and COVID-19 shots at the same time, and it is not expected that one shot will compromise the effectiveness of the other. The first vaccines against RSV are rolling out to elderly adults and pregnant women. One can reasonably expect them to be available for more people as the season progresses. That does it for today's national and international news. Remember to stay safe out there. Let's send it to Hunter. Actually, let's send it back to Hunter.
Thank you very much, Josh. So, taking it to the rest of your 5-day forecast. Wednesday, I wouldn't put away your umbrella from Tuesday because you might see a little bit of sprinklage throughout the day. Overall, it'll be just a pretty gloomy, cloudy day with temperatures around 66 degrees. Just make sure you're dressing a little bit warmer. Make sure you're not wearing those shorts out because I know it's been a little warmer past recent days. Just be ready for it. Taking it all the way to Thursday, it is going to be pretty nice, bringing it up a little bit in degrees, back up to about 67. It's going to be mostly sunny throughout the entire day, and it'll be a lot more comfortable than obviously the past couple days, with real feel being around 70 degrees. Taking it to Friday, it will be pretty sunny. Look forward to Friday. It'll be around 70 degrees outside, and it will be a pretty nice day to do all of the activities that you would like to do outside. That is it for your 5-day forecast. I'm going to take it right back to Lee.
That'll wrap up today's edition of News at Noon. Campus news is written and read by Dan Quagliana. Local news for this broadcast was prepared and read by Lee Pye. Weather was presented by Hunter Halterman. Sports was presented by Matt Volz. Music was prepared by Lee Pye. National and international news is prepared by Joshua Ribakove. And finally, border operations for this broadcast are performed by Hunter Halterman. Thanks for tuning in to News at Noon. Join us every Monday and Wednesday at 12 p.m. on WCVF 88.9 and WDVL 89.5. From all of us at Fredonia Radio Systems, have a great day.